I'm starting. I'm
Yo,
telling you right
yo,
now.
yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, people? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I'm your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. We got some boxing talk today. But before we get into that, man, let's go ahead and get on to that video. Yes, sir. Yo, what up, people? What up, people? What up, people? Good to see y'all again, man. Back with some more of this boxing talk, bro. A lot of things happened over the weekend, man. One story that everybody was talking about was Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? His comments made. We also have a little bit of Deontay Wilder news. Is Deontay Wilder becoming? Is he becoming the public enemy number one when it comes to this boxing shit? Who knows, man? Who knows? But before I get into all that, man, we got a couple of guests, you know what I'm saying, on the show today. Coming up first is my guy from the UK. Well, both my guys from the UK. Going out to my guy Ams the Wolf. What's going on, Ams?
What's going on, Mike?
Hey, man, everything is lovely, man. Everything is lovely, bro. Everything is going good. How's everything going for you, man? Hopefully that quarantine ain't got y'all too down over there.
Nah, you know how it is. Everyone's probably at home, climbing the walls.
Niggas talking about. I'm so glad that today is Sunday, and that Michael Jordan documentary come on tonight. I am pumped. I am ready for that. I am happy as hell. And I know my other friend who joined the show, Jack is the Truth, the Chicago Bulls super fan. He's happy about that too. What's going on, Jack?
Chilling like a villain. What's good? What's good, Mike? Yeah, man.
I
I saw the preview for that a couple of weeks ago now. The Chicago,
yeah, man.
The winning season, isn't it? That's what they're talking about.
The 1998 season, man. The last dance.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna catch that 100%.
Hey, it was crazy because the GM told Phil, I don't give a damn if you go 82-0. You ain't coming back next year. What?
Crazy.
How you tell Phil Jackson that? But anyway, man. This is boxing, and I got two UK guys on here, so I know it's gonna be a lot of Deontay Wilder not too happy with him, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What we guys want to call it? Scrutiny?
What's this propaganda y'all is spilling? Like,
I'm not spilling no propaganda, man. I'm just saying we got UK guys on, so maybe their opinion about Deontay Wilder is going to be a little different than what mine is. That's all I was saying.
oh, okay.
Nah, you know we're unbiased.
Oh, you guys are unbiased.
Yeah, we're not wild there.
We're not wild there.
Yeah. So, man, let's go get right into it, man. I think this at this point in time, it is safe to say that Deontay Wilder is public enemy number one in boxing, man. I think this guy gets a lot of scrutiny for his comments when, as fans, like one thing that we want from our athletes is guys to be honest and guys to be truthful and like tell us how they feel after a fight, before a fight, you know what I'm saying, during training camp. And it seems like Deontay Wilder has been doing that after the Fury loss, but it seems like everybody is taking his words and like using it against him. What do you guys say? One at a time.
Wait. What are you talking about specifically? Like, you're saying he said things that people are criticizing him for. What are those things he said?
I mean, we can start from him bringing up the costume, you know what I'm saying? People criticize that, you know what I'm saying? He was just saying how he was feeling with that suit on. I don't think he was giving it.
He should have said that.
Yeah, I don't think he should have said it, but that's my opinion. Okay, I'm saying I don't think he was trying to use it as a excuse. He was just saying like, damn, fucking costume was kind of heavy walking to the ring.
Mike, this is the difference. He clearly used that as an excuse. He said, my legs were gone. I don't know. Did he say that?
Did he say my legs? Show me that motherfucking quote that he said my legs were gone.
Oh, okay. So look, these people that quoted Wilder, it wasn't direct quotes. They interviewed him. It wasn't on camera. and they reported that he said multiple things. He didn't only say it was.
So you know,
He
like
said,
I know, people can twist your words up and shit, right?
okay, yeah. All right, let's. I'll give him the benefit of that. Let's say he was brainstorming and he thinking the reason why he didn't feel good, but to even mention a reason like, oh, I don't know why that wasn't me. I don't feel good. The normal me wouldn't happen. Like that's an excuse, Mike. At the end of the day, when on the night you got beat up, just say, yo, man, good job, Tyson Fury, better man won. We're gonna see you again. Don't worry about that. But instead of
Yeah,
that,
I understand that, but sometimes as athletes, you know what I'm saying, you gotta create a scenario in your head to explain to yourself why something happened, and maybe that's all he was trying to do. I don't think
Mike, ain't you the same person who criticized Ruiz for his comments
when what about what
after the AJ loss?
but it was evident though, my nigga. Like
Right,
Ruiz was.
let me just put a nail in it once and for all. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I'm gonna read a quote from 2017 from Wilder on Talksport. Because I tell people all the time before I fight them, I let the fighters know. I let the fans know. Don't make excuses for my wins when I win. They just did that. Everyone's going to have an excuse. The thing about it is nobody wants to hear an excuse once you lose. When you lose, deal with it. That's a quote from Deontay Wilder when he was talking about victory after Stavern. So if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. We didn't want to hear all of that rah-rah shit about your costume, etc., etc. You were the one that said no one should make excuses. So why are you making excuses now? That's why we're clowning him. We're clowning him because he specifically said he won't have any excuses. He doesn't want people to make excuses when he wins. It's in black and white.
I don't think he's like it's that cut dry because he's been interviewed. He's been asked these questions. It's not like he's coming out with these excuses off the top of his fucking head. People are asking him about his costume. They are asking him about his legs, his bicep, and things like that. So I don't think himself is coming out and saying like, "Hey, man, fucking costume, fucking it did it. That's the reason why I lost."
The other day, he said his bicep was torn as well. He was saying there's so many things that he can reveal that he doesn't want to talk about. Blah blah blah. The point I'm trying to make.
But isn't that good though, Jack? It's things that I can say, but I won't talk about because I don't want to seem like I'm being a pussy.
The point I'm trying to make is that you've got tunnel vision when you're on top. When everything's going well for you,
absolutely,
you say all sorts of stuff.
Absolutely.
So we know that everyone can excuse the reason why they lose. From David Hay talking about his toe and us clowning him. From AJ, from people saying AJ had concussion, etc. Everyone sees a particular way when they're on top. So now that he fell off, it's only natural for us to clown the excuses that come up. That what's he going to say this time? Because he got such a beating.
But you know what it is, Jack? You know what it is, yeah? Like there's a little bit of me that's like, I'll give him a pass because it's not like he just lost like a tight fight. It's like he got dominated and pounded down by a guy who's not known for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're supposed to be this big bad monster. You were laughing at Fury when he said he's gonna knock you out. You were literally laughing at him.
Yeah.
And he made you eat all those words, beat you down to the point your own team, like they feared for your safety. They threw
the whole world was laughing at the whole world was laughing at Fury when he was saying that. Because I mean, this is Fury that punched himself in the face. Fury is somebody that has never really been given credit for his ability in the ring because he's not really a boxer's boxer. He's unorthodox. He moves really weird for a guy his size, and you think he's just clowning. Now when he's in there with
as a heavyweight, that's what it is.
That's
because
what it is.
that style can be appreciated in the lower divisions, but people don't appreciate it sometimes in the heavyweight division.
So I'm saying
we don't want to see that shit.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do.
Man, hey, if you telling me that I got a choice of seeing the first Fury fight or the second Fury fight, give me the second Fury all the time because that guy right there brought the action.
But sometimes I'm equally as impressed as someone evading punches, countering, outsmarting their opponent totally.
Yeah, I am too, but not in the heavyweight division.
Hey,
I pay.
Well,
I'm trying to see
we're
two
not
big
accustomed to
motherfuckers
see it.
knock each other out.
Yeah, but if you can see, I mean, we all say Ali's the greatest.
I'll
but he
take that
wasn't-
back. I'll take that back. Let me back because I was very impressed by what AJ did in his second fight with Ruiz.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, everyone talks about Ali being the greatest, and I always thought Tyson was probably the best I've ever seen. But everyone says Ali's the greatest, but he's known for his counter
Mike
punches,
Tyson?
evading stuff. Yeah, Mike Tyson for
the
me,
best you ever. Come on, bro.
most
You know,
ferocious heavyweight. Come on, I mean, who to me he was
Evander
the person
Holyfield better than Mike
that
Tyson.
put. Yeah, okay, look. After the Ali era, there was a lull in heavyweight boxing. Mike Tyson brought it all back. He made it.
Oh,
He made
absolutely.
it the number one sport worldwide, not even just in America.
Nah, bro. Nah, don't go
Worldwide,
that
bro.
far.
Look,
Don't go that
making
far.
some big claims
I
that
wasn't.
Yeah, don't go that far, dog.
well, it had a worldwide audience. It captured
100%,
the whole world.
Yeah.
100%. I remember.
Now, if you want to say that Mike Tyson was as famous as any other sporting athlete at that time, I would agree. But boxing wasn't on the level of a basketball or soccer or even baseball at the time.
You're very tunnel vision when it comes to your sports because in terms of basketball and all that stuff, it's huge in America, but on the world stage, you have a few.
My
fans.
nigga Jack. Around that time Mike Tyson was doing his thing, the Dream Team got assembled. Do you know what the Dream Team stadiums and crowd looked like when they started traveling around Barcelona, Spain, all this shit? No, I'm talking about doing the Olympics.
I'm talking about
kind of going beyond the point. But Jack, I understand what you're saying. Like, he was the most captivating fighter in the world, and he had
100%.
the whole world watching him.
Absolutely.
We all acknowledge that. And when it comes to like this is boxing, innit? Like, even if like Deontay Wilder lost, cool. It's part of boxing. Like, it's entertainment. There's a fight at least happening. Now we get to at least appreciate this during this quarantine. We get to like just the fact that we can have a fight. So, I look at his yeah, he is making excuses, but I feel which is what like the excuses ain't that bad. What's worse for me is his fans or the people around him. It seems like they can't take any criticism when it comes to Wilder.
Oh man, that's the point of being a fanatic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? When you're a fanatic, you go the extra mile. You go that extra length to defend your guy, and everybody does it. I don't care if you like AJ, if you like Fury, if you like Wilder. You go the extra mile to give your guy the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, you support him, but you don't start saying that.
And it's not in unison like that.
Yeah,
it's not in unison.
My mind was you got people doing conspiracy theory videos about gloves and about some
people were doing conspiracy videos about concussions.
No, they weren't.
But look, Mike, no. Let's be real here. Like, differences between AJ
was AJ concussed?
No, Mike.
Come on, man. Y'all can't sit here and say one of those videos out there like that.
The second AJ came out and said I wasn't concussed, that was the end of it. It was dead.
No, AJ. Mike, you're right. AJ has fanatics as well. The difference is he would go against the rumors that were out. He would clarify.
Let me ask y'all one thing right now. One thing. Has Wilder said anything about wild boar meat? No. Has Wilder said anything about them fucking gloves?
I don't know.
Come on, Jack.
I heard it.
Damn, you know better than Jack.
Wilder's only had one interview since he got beat down. And he never mentioned nothing about gloves.
And we know no. I ain't gonna say how we know no, but we know no.
That's what I'm saying to you, but I said I don't know because you know. So I can't answer. He might have said something to you. He might have said something. I don't know. We the fact is we don't know. But what we do know for a fact is that all the excuses that people were making for AJ,
though, bro. Come on, hold on.
All the people. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that all the excuses that people were making for AJ came out and put them to bed. He said those were not the reasons I lost. I was not concussed. I was not I lost to the better man. It was done, and then there was no leg for us to stand up.
And he was still hit. Like, I'm not even trying to make this about AJ like this, but let's be real here, man. When AJ took his L, the Americans danced on his grave. We understand, like, you took it, you enjoyed it.
Don't lump us. See, I hate when y'all do that shit, man.
Mike,
just like I don't lump y'all all together. Don't lump me all together with everybody else, nigga.
So
I am a
you and
unique individual. I don't
Mike,
see everything how everybody else see it.
you're literally on video going crazy.
It was shocking, my nigga. Have you never been shocked before?
No, but you,
Nigga,
like,
you should have seen me when Deshaun Jackson
Mike.
ran a fucking touchdown back on the Dallas Cowboys to end the game.
See,
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. But nigga, I was going ballistic because it was shocking.
Don't think about anything else. Listen, Wilder fight was shocking to you. Were you smiling like that when that was happening?
I didn't have a horse in the race, my nigga.
All right.
In that Wilder fight, I did have a horse in the race. So of course, just like when the fucking hold on, let me finish since you brought this up. Just like when the Pistons beat the fucking Lakers back in 2004, I wasn't jumping around happy because I had a horse in the race.
I get that.
When you're invested in a fight or in a game and something shocking happens, you're not gonna fucking celebrate.
I get that. Listen,
but you have to
be real.
The point I'm kind of, that's okay, even if you do it. I'm just saying, you can't expect another set of fans to be like, oh, take it easy on our guy. He doesn't mean what he says. You know, like, why are you all against him? No, we are against you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We enjoyed your lot. As a Fury fan, I enjoyed you losing because I didn't want to see Fury lose. You understand? So now that we've gone past that, it's bragging rights. And you're gonna hear this kind of stuff, and you have to accept it. To be honest, until
you just have to wear it on your chest, like we did.
So don't come with these titles. Deontay Wilder, is he public enemy number one? No.
Is he not though in boxing? No. Is he not?
Why would he be?
Why would he be number one?
He's being scrutinized, man. People are making memes about him. You see the fucking Fury punch a meme?
Have you seen the memes about Dominic Brazil after Wilder punched him?
Exactly.
You posted those memes.
But he's not on the level though, bro. He's not on the level of the Deontay Wilder and AJ and Fury. When those guys lose, it's...
Hey, come on, man. When AJ got knocked out, the Zone put out a video of him ghost leaving his body.
The Zone posted that shit quick, boy.
Right.
Yeah, so people don't make it. So it's like, you understand? So you have to understand.
Because you get memes about you doesn't mean you're public enemy number one.
Yeah, it don't mean that, man.
It's funny to us. It doesn't mean we hate you. I like Wilder. Honestly, I like him. I just feel like he's made bad choices in terms of...
I like Wilder. I don't like his fans. Straight up.
That's
straight
it.
up.
That's it.
So you don't like
Mike
Americans.
I don't like him.
You don't like American boxing fan.
Mike knows I don't like him.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think, since, you know what I'm saying, in the past that we've seen Wilder being so vocal, so you know what I'm saying, just outspoken, do you think that the fact that he's not doing that right now is a bad sign, or do you think the powers that be are not, you know what I'm saying, don't want him to do too many interviews?
I think this is the best thing that he can do, to be honest.
Yeah,
he needs
I think it's a bit of both, bro.
The nature of that loss, of the way he took the loss, anything that he says, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. He needs to take some time, let the dust settle. The unfortunate thing for him is that we're all locked down. So there aren't new fights that are happening that make us forget it. All we think about when we think about Wilder is the beating that he took. So he needs to calm down, reflect, not say anything, because whatever you say now, he's just going to be hanging in the air until boxing resumes again. So it's smart for him to take a step back and just not say anything until you can actually start to do something about what you're doing. So people can see it as him regrouping and adding new trainers or adding something new to his system, whatever. But I think silence is probably the best thing that he could do right now.
I feel like I agree with you, Jack. Yeah, silence is the best thing. And when it comes to Mike's question, did it affect him because of how outspoken? I think it did. Yeah, I think it's like, for example, if someone's trash talking you compared to someone not trash talking you, you're gonna have more pleasure in the louder person taking a loss. You know what I'm saying? Or like, look at you. You know, you had to eat your words and stuff like that. So yeah, it did affect him. But like, this is boxing. Like, this is that's the entertainment part of the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have an outspoken personality sometimes. Some people don't. Some people have to. And when it comes to, it's going to look bad, but you come out, you knock out another top person, no one ain't going to care. It's going to be part of your history. That's it. You know, like, it's part of the story of this current generation. as long as you don't fall all the way off, no one the scrutiny will stop eventually.
Now,
Yeah.
Wilder said he wasn't himself the night of the fight with Fury. He felt like a zombie. And before y'all say anything, I just want you to know that I was one of those ones that thought AJ wasn't himself on the night of the Ruiz loss. So does Wilder have any validity by saying that? Was that the Wilder that you guys were used to seeing?
No, but let me tell you this. One thing that is clear is that it doesn't matter what Wilder came out. Tyson Fury was sure about what he was saying. He was sure about what he was saying about this guy only has one weapon and that he couldn't beat me when I was at 30%. There's no way he's gonna beat me now. So hindsight is 2020. Yeah. I remember when Tyson was fighting, but what's his name? What's this English guy called?
Steve Cunningham or
No, the British
guy he had a draw with?
No, he beat in 3 rounds. Everyone. How do I forget his name? But his ring walk, you could tell he was so nervous coming into the ring when he was fighting Tyson. And you could see
Mike
that he
Tyson
wasn't
you're
himself.
talking about.
Yeah. Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Frank
Bruno. So
yeah.
you could visibly see his nerves coming in the ring. He was taking in deep breaths. You didn't see any of that from Wilder. Wilder was hiding underneath his mask, so we don't know. Except we compare it to how else he's coming in the ring. So hindsight is 2020. He said it wasn't himself, and there was an interview that Tyson Fury did recently that said maybe it's true, maybe it wasn't himself because that's not the guy he's used to facing. He trained for a beast, and maybe he did have a broken back or whatever he said he was. I don't think he was trolling when he was saying that because he didn't expect such an easy contest. So whatever the reasons are,
that doesn't mean yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you got a task, you're thinking about it, you're preparing hard, and then when you do it, when you face it, it was simple. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think your plan, you'd be like, oh, it worked, exactly how I planned. But when it comes to the fight, at the end of the day, as a boxing fan, I knew that I felt as though once Wilder faces someone who gives it back as much as he gives it out, it's going to put him in a place where he's never been before. You understand?
But the thing is, if you look at any of Wilder's fights, he does fight people that give it back. It's just what I mean is what in terms of he gets hit. He doesn't,
give me an example of those fights.
Dominate. I mean, Dominic Brazil. I'm not even done with Brazil. What's this American? The first big American that he fought that fought on the same night that lost to Charles Martin.
Gerald Washington for the first 4 or 5 rounds. Gerald Washington was all over him, and Tyson what's his name kept on backing up and moving back. He kept on backing up. You never seen him back up. I never felt as though he was in danger. He was losing the rounds, and just never felt like Wilder's in danger. He's not getting hit like that.
100%. It's the pedigree. It's the pedigree of fight. That's the one I'm trying to allude to. Gerald Washington was a football player. He's not really a boxer. So he had size. He hadn't really been in there with someone that could box, that knew ring craft and could. If the person was scared of getting hit, there was always that. But when you fought someone that doesn't give a damn, he trusts in his skill. He trusts in what he's learned.
I think honestly, it's gonna sound disrespectful, but a lot of things that people who criticize Wilder have been saying, a lot of them seem like they're true now. Looking back on that fight, like the resume, for example. When we look at his run when he was a champion, a lot of those fights.
So we're doing this based off one loss, right?
No, but
no, Mike. Because Mike, let's be real. His best victories are who? Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury. First,
Brazil.
Wait. Now. Who's Dominic Brazil's best win, Mike?
His best victory is probably against my guy from Poland, the heavyweight from Poland.
Which one?
Zunu, what fuck his name is?
Udo? Yeah, Izu Ugano or something like that.
Something like that.
So where is he now?
He got knocked out not too long ago
by a journeyman, right?
by some nigga that wasn't supposed to beat him.
Yeah, it was a journeyman. So, like, continue. Like, just because they have a name and they're ranked at the top doesn't mean they're good.
I mean,
like,
they're better than
it doesn't mean they're elite.
But I'm not saying that they're elite. But I'm saying they're better than all the rest, and they're contenders.
No, they're not. I don't think they are. I don't think Dominic Breazeale is top 10. Honestly.
What?
Yeah, we can go.
He's not though.
Man, I don't think he's tripping, bro.
You can't name 10 fighters better than Dominic Breazeale.
I think I can.
10 heavyweights.
Go, please go. We know Wilder, Fury, AJ, White.
Wilder, Fury, AJ, White, Ortiz. That's 5 already off the bat.
Ortiz better than Breazeale?
Yeah.
Of course.
I feel like
you don't think so?
Man, y'all know how I feel about Ortiz, man. Y'all know how I feel about Ortiz, man. When the opponent is right, Ortiz is right. But when the opponent is not, like when his opponent he's supposed to watch, Ortiz ain't really trying to show up.
So you think Breazeale's better than Ortiz? I just want to hear this on paper.
I think a Breazeale Ortiz fight will be competitive. I'm not saying
who's better.
I don't know. Because I've seen Ortiz on too many occasions when he's supposed to beat somebody's ass.
I understand.
I don't know.
So I'm looking. So people in the comments, we need to hear. Mike don't know who's better, Breazeale or Ortiz. Just put that in the bank now. But yeah, going back, I don't think Ortiz is better than Povetkin. I don't think.
You don't think Breazeale is better than Povetkin?
Hell no.
Man, he's stopping Povetkin.
He's stopping Povetkin.
And if it's the nigga who ain't on that dope, he's stopping that because he's a 4-round fighter.
We just saw him off the dope against Michael Hunter.
Man, was he up? Man, it was in motherfucking Monte Carlo. I don't know what goddamn he sectioned body down there. I mean, governor body down there.
It was Saudi Arabia, number 1. Number 2.
Okay, exactly. Saudi Arabia.
Varda testified.
Who?
It was VADA fight.
Who was VADA fight?
The fight. They're both under VADA.
Man, show me the VADA receipts.
No, Mike, don't do this now.
Show me the VADA receipts, my nigga. Put me to it. Michael Hunter and Povetkin complete VADA testing. Because we asked Michael Hunter on the show. I said, bro, normally we see Povetkin kind of taper off like round 5 and 6. In your fight, he was strong throughout. Did you have any kind of whatever? He was like, yeah, bro, I kind of felt the same way that you did, Mike. It's on the show. It's on record.
No. So that's irrelevant. Did he say they weren't tested?
I don't remember that, bro. I don't remember that. I really don't.
I'm googling right now. Like, you're making me do this. I don't even want to.
Yeah, I mean, bro, because Povetkin, bro.
You can't do that, Mike.
If I'm just saying, man, fool me once, all right, shame on you. Fool me twice, man. You can't get fooled again.
So you can't name 10 fighters better than Breazeale.
Oh yeah, I can.
I give you Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel beats Breazeale.
Andy Ruiz.
I think Povetkin is better than him. I think Andy Ruiz is better than him.
No, Andy don't even want to fight him.
I'm not having.
We see Andy on one night do one good thing. Now he the best motherfucking boxer in the world. Andy had one night. He did one good thing. One night.
No, we're asking
what are you doing here? What is going on here? Like,
because I hate when folks do that shit.
Wait.
Don't do it to Wilder and don't do it to Andy.
No, look. I'm asking you straight up. Did you see Breazeale versus Negron?
Yeah, Negron got knocked out.
In what round?
It was late.
Yeah,
like round 8,
what was
9?
happening during the whole fight?
Negron was doing the thing. Goddamn it!
And then what happened to Negron after that fight?
But Negron, can I finish my statement, my nigga? Okay, please.
All right.
Negron, he grew into being a heavyweight. He wasn't always a heavyweight. Like in the amateur, he was a smaller guy. Exactly. He was a smaller guy. So maybe some of that speed. I can't feel my thought. He want to take my thought, y'all. He want to make it his thought. Go ahead. No. Nigga, you know what I'm thinking. Go ahead.
I was in the grown small ass was beating him up. I said, he came from 125, right? And that's what he was at the amateurs. 125, 126, and he heavyweight now. And he out there giving Breazeale that work for like 9 rounds.
And he got knocked the fuck out.
Okay, he did, but Breazeale, I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. You're being
He
dishonest.
slumped that
here.
boy over on the
You're actually
sideline.
being very dishonest. Here. Like, you think Brazil, who struggled in every fight he's had, he struggled
He
every
started
fight.
late, my nigga. He not a polished dude, but I
Why
don't
you
think
make? So why you
I
making
don't
excuses
believe it's
for it?
10 heavyweights better than Brazil right now. No, I don't.
Is Parker better than him?
We've already named 10.
Ooh,
Is
Parker.
Every
Parker
time we
better than him?
name someone, you say
Don't
no.
Parker's a world champ. Like, stop it.
Parker.
Parker better than yes or
I
no?
don't know, man. I
You
don't
don't
know.
know.
It'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight.
Hey man, cut this show. This show's over, man. Cut the,
Oh
yo,
my God,
I don't
these
know
guys.
I don't know.
It'd be a good fight. Y'all
Brazil,
just sound like Brazil ain't got a chance of beating none of these guys.
no, I'm saying that Brazil, they're better than Brazil. You do on paper here.
All
They can
right,
fight
bro.
if you want. But for you to
All
deny
right,
that,
man. All right, bro.
that's just being like.
That's
What do you
cool,
think
my
Michael
nigga.
Hunter would do? Michael Hunter versus Brazil. What do you reckon?
Oh, it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, I think that's a closer
I
fight.
think Brazil will probably edge him out though.
But look, let me finish the
Too
list.
big.
Then you can criticize after, because we didn't even don't look like we didn't even name 10. So name 5, and I think Andy Ruiz. I think Joseph Parker. I think who's the other guy?
Daniel Dubois,
Daniel Dubois.
Joe Joyce.
Don't say Joe
Joe
Joyce.
Joyce.
You better
No,
not say
I
no
think
goddamn Joe
knock
Joyce.
him the hell out.
You better not say
No,
no
and I do one
goddamn
more. I
Joe
do one
Joyce.
more.
You better not say
Derek
no
Chisora.
goddamn Joe
Derek
Joyce.
Chisora.
Derek Chisora.
Yep. Yeah, that's 10 right there.
My nigga struggled with a 35,000-pound remains to Vern, and you want to put him over Brazil?
What do you think
Struggle.
Flip
How do you struggle?
Hargreaves
Him
would
out.
do?
Oh yeah, Hergovich too. That's 11.
Yeah.
You got any more?
Hergovich was getting tagged by Eric Molina.
Okay, so he knocked out Eric Molina. Eric Molina was tagging Brazil too. You do know that, right?
Man, are they fought?
Oh yeah, you didn't know they fought. Yeah.
I ain't know about Molina. Oh
No,
yeah, they did fight. They did fight. They did fight for the mandatory.
No, they went for the mandatory. He was eliminated, and that got him his retroactive mandatory.
I mean, it was mandatory, my nigga. Hey, WBC do what the WBC do.
But look, the point is that, like, look, I felt like the toughest competition he had was Ortiz, and Ortiz on paper, I felt Pavetta was better. He's a better amateur and a better pro. I felt like Fury was his best opponent and toughest opponent, and I felt like in his mind, he never ever thought he could lose to this man. And sometimes, like, that's a good thing, but sometimes it gets to the point where you don't fear that person anymore. You need to have some sort of fear. You need to respect them to an extent where you say, I'm gonna train hard specifically for them. That's my target, to beat this person. You know? So I think this is the best thing that can happen to a fight sometimes. Like AJ, I feel like the loss to Ruiz is the best thing that happened to him. Because since then he's been working harder. He's been working on his boxing technique more better. And I think Wilder should do the same thing.
But the thing is that AJ had pedigree. He could learn those things. So
No. I don't think
to toolbox to learn these things. And I just
I
feel
don't
like
think AJ had a better pedigree than Wilder. Like, I know, like, you got a gold medal, but like Wilder got a bronze, AJ got a gold. They did it in roughly around the same time of fight. Like, they both turned pro.
Look,
Turned amateur in 2 years.
It's night and day. It's night and day in terms of
No.
fundamentals.
I'm not gonna throw like a bronze and a gold. Cool. Like, that's like, we don't know. Like, and they weren't in the same year as well. So you gotta take that into consideration. So I feel like, all right, they both came out. They learned on the job. Difference is one guy's fallen into the fire faster than the other guy. Now he's forced to learn things at a faster rate, which has helped him. But now they've reached the same place. They're both champions. They both just took their first loss.
I can't wait to see y'all face when Wilder come back and do the unthinkable. Wait.
Yeah. Don't say, all right, cool.
All right, let's talk about it.
No, I need to Jack. Let me just finish here, please. For everyone listening, me and Mike had a bet. Wilder and listen to this. Wilder and Fury. He was so confident. I took his money. Now he's acting confident. This ain't real confidence, people. On live on his show, I'm asking him now. Let's bet 100 double for the rematch. Let's go. Do you accept, Mike?
Don't do it, Mike.
Silence. Look at this fake confidence. This is why. This is what helps.
Nigga, do I accept?
You might as well take 100 and chuck it out the window.
Do I accept it? Look here, man.
Stop talking and say yes or no.
I can't give my explanation. Damn.
Everyone watching, this is fake confidence right now.
For everybody watching out there in the chat, man, y'all know me. Y'all know I ain't with that fake shit. He asked me, do I want to bet $100 on Wilder and Fury? Let me see the weigh-in, man. Let me see how my guy look at
Nah,
the
look,
weigh-in.
see, exactly.
Let me see. Let me see
He
how the
needs to have
weigh-in
the
look,
way in that
man.
confidence.
The weigh-in look good, man.
Mike,
We'll bet that 100.
bet
Yeah,
prove
the
my point.
weigh-in look right. Yeah, we
Right now,
right
everyone can see it.
on right on there
Everyone can
with him.
see you. They can see that you have no confidence in your man, and it's cool. I just
Yeah,
want
but
people to see that.
to be
That's
fair,
it.
why would you have confidence after?
Hey, man, I got to see what the game plan is, baby. I got to see what 2 people he bringing in camp. I got
Mike,
to.
you in his corner. You in his corner.
No,
You in his
so,
camp.
no,
If you in his camp, what would you advise him to do? How does he beat Tyson Fury?
If I've been in his camp and I'm advising him to beat Tyson Fury, we doing a lot of cardio work. We're gonna build up that cardio. We're gonna build up that core. You know what I'm saying? I think the movement in a Fury fight could be to his advantage. And I'll just tell him, hey man, you gotta get on the inside more. You know what I'm saying? You can't really fight at range because Fury is a taller guy than you. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be taking a jab to try to give a jab. You know what I'm saying? So I would try to try to get him to do some body work. You know what I'm saying? Throw some uppercuts and things like that. But at the end of the day, man, it's all gonna have to fall back on that right hand. We're gonna have to find a way where we can disguise that right hand in a way that Fury doesn't know it's coming, because Fury pretty much got Deontay Wilder's timing on that right hand down now.
But don't you think that him fighting on the inside leans to what Fury's advantage? And he's gonna lean
That's
on
why
him
I
again.
said you got to build up that core. That's why I said you got to build up that core. That's my main point. You got to build up that core.
I agree with you, Mike, because you have to work on your weaknesses just as much as your strengths. So, what Fury was better at in the fight, you have to work on those things. But
it doesn't matter how
I
much
want
you
to
train.
ask you a question,
You're not
Mike.
going to be able to lift a 19 stone.
You ain't gotta lift them, Jack.
It's not about lifting. It's about
you gotta be able
dealing
to.
with it. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to
Exactly. You
deal
gotta be
with
able
it.
to contend with it. That's it. Like you ain't gotta push them out. You gotta
Because
be
if
able
you put in the
to.
same predicament and you didn't train for it the same way, the same result will occur. Like, but I want to ask Mike a question.
Go ahead.
If he don't do nothing, if nothing changes, do you favor him in the rematch?
I'm riding with him.
No, that's not what I asked you.
What you talking about?
Look at this guy here, bro.
I'm riding with him, baby. What you want me to say?
We know that you're riding with him, but do you favor him?
I'm riding with him, baby.
Hey, everyone, look at your guy here, bro. Everyone,
I'm riding. What you want me to say? I'm riding with him, nigga. I'm down.
If nothing changes and you expect different results,
I'm riding with my nigga.
So you favor him in the rematch?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just bet now, man.
Look here, man.
Why
you trying to bring money to the nigga? Hey, it's coronavirus time, man. Everybody ain't got it, my nigga.
Hey, yeah. Everyone, send some super chats in, man. Right now, man.
Hey, man, look though, man.
I'll bet any of you lot as well, bro. Mike,
he over here, big dog. He counting out goddamn supporters and shit.
Yeah. I'm not rich though. We're gonna have to limit it. You know what I'm saying? Relax.
We spent enough time on this Deontay Wilder shit, man. Let's go ahead and move on. Devin Haney, man, we had a conversation offline on saying for about an hour or two yesterday on FaceTime about this Devin Haney shit.
We were just trolling you, Mike.
Bro, I ain't worried about it. I'm just asking the question: how do you guys look at Devin Haney now? Was he a young kid who just said some things that young kids say, or should we fall off the deep end like some people are doing and call him a racist? I don't think he's a racist at all. I just think that him being from the inner city, you know what I'm saying, being a young kid, he possibly said some things that he didn't necessarily know it was going to have this kind of backlash. He was amongst people that he felt comfortable with, and sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you feel comfortable, shit slips out your mouth.
Like I agree with that slightly, but like I don't feel like he's a racist at all. That's the first thing I would start with. But I do feel like he knew what he would say would be like it would cause some, a stir, and I felt like he's coming into himself.
I feel like
not a stir, sorry, but like a talking point, like I feel as though he's coming into himself as a boxer, and he's understanding this self-promotion. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like,
but you gotta
you have to be a cocky fighter, you know. You have to be a like brash individual and say these things. And let's be real, like, this ain't the first time we've heard this. Like, we know Bernard Hopkins is not racist, but he said it in Joe Kawasaki fight, and he's saying it because that's what sometimes fighters have to do. The fight is made. No one wants to just sit. Two guys just sit there on top and be like, yeah, good luck, and then the press conference over. Everyone wants to see back and forth, like, talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy, make it a show for yourself, for us, get hyped up, like. And I feel he's just doing that, you know, for his division, creating a buzz for himself. And yes, you can say it might have hurt some people's, but I don't feel like those people, I don't feel like they really believe he's a racist. I just feel like, yeah, it was a bit sensitive. And yeah, sometimes it is, especially with race in America, but I don't think it's that deep, and I don't think people should call him a racist.
I don't know how a black person can be a racist in the first place. Anyway, I'm saying that in the most respectful terms. But
yeah, I know what you're saying.
The point I'm trying to make is, I think I've heard people say it, and Mike's video yesterday, we haven't seen that when he was discussing it. It sort of put it into perspective. If you're not from America and you hear that kind of talk, you think, what is there any need? And more than anything, racism doesn't come to your head, but what you think is he's just given himself extra pressure because any white person he fights against, everyone's rooting for the white person, and it's just he better not make a mistake against any white person. That's
but let's be real. Let's be real. It's the same thing Mayweather did with the Mexicans. He was antagonizing them, you know, like not. I don't think he said like something
he
that.
He would never say it to the effect of there's no way.
Yeah, but he kept it a consistent pressure where I felt like Mexican fans were like, yeah, we need to see this guy lose, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, of course,
if they ain't gonna love me, they're gonna hate me and still.
I mean, Wilder does it. Wilder talks about the UK us being soft over here and a cup of tea, and he does. So we all want to see him lose to a UK guy, that kind of thing. But the point I'm trying to make is, it's fine. We understand it. I've heard people that I've worked with and say stuff like that, and it was shocking to me at first. Like, why? What do you mean I'll never lose to white? But what difference does it make? What I do think though, that if it was flipped and a white person never said that.
Fowler said it today.
Who?
Anthony Fowler. Go look at O'Hara Davis's Twitter. O'Hara Davis' Instagram. And he highlighted, and O'Hara Davis was upset with it. And I think when you start doing things like that, you're worse than the person who said it, you know?
Yeah, I really don't.
Out your way to say, like, because now you're just doing it because you feel though that person was trying to harm you. Now you want to harm people just to prove a point, or you want someone else to feel how you felt just to prove a point. And that's when it's like, okay, now we're getting ridiculous with it. Like,
and Jack, I want to answer Jack real quick. You know what I'm saying? Jack's point. If a white guy said, like, honestly, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, white people, they ain't gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
no, you're right.
It's like the way the world is shaped, the way America is shaped.
No, they used to say, that's what people don't understand.
They used to say it like all the time. But I'm just saying, like, right now, the way the world is shaped right now, it's beneficial to be Caucasian, maybe not in all aspects, but as far as like business, in the business world, trying to get jobs and things like that, people are going to normally hire who they're used to being around. And for the most part, people who own those businesses are of Caucasian descent. So for a white guy to say, I don't think it really has the same impact that a black guy's from unpopular beginnings would if he said it.
No, I agree definitely. Like, institutionally, it hurts more when someone says something like, and then they have the power to do it. You know, like, so like.
And look, and another point is though.
This is just to do with like.
Another point is like, you can ask Devin Haney. You can ask Devin Haney, do he feel like he's gonna lose to a black guy? He gonna say hell no. Ask him if he feel like he's gonna lose to a Mexican guy. He won't say hell no. He just used white guy. It was probably a bad choice of words, but he was just using.
He's paying. It's a slight homage.
Yeah, exactly. But if you ask him if he feel like he's gonna lose to anybody, Devin Haney's gonna say no.
and let's be real, and he was asked about him fighting Lomachenko. So it wasn't as though he just randomly said, "I'll never lose to a white." You know what I'm saying? Like he just woke up one day and said, "I'm gonna say this for white people." Like no, it was him
And
having
like
banter.
it or hate it,
Yeah,
this going
it was him having banter with someone he's comfortable with, like Mike said. They said, "Oh, do you think you'll beat Lomachenko or something like that?" He said,
and
"No, I'll
like
never
it
lose."
or hate it, this gonna add to the Lomachenko fight. Whenever if they do fight, this gonna
I
add
don't think
to it.
Lomachenko's gonna fight him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I'm saying if they do fight, this is gonna definitely add to it.
I think
People,
I think Haney's
columnists are
gonna
gonna
go
be
up
asking
to it.
Lomachenko how he feels about it. They're gonna be asking Devin Haney, "Are you sure?" You know what I'm saying? You know, are you gonna stand by those words and things like
But
that?
yeah,
So,
but like Wilder and like Jack said as well, people are gonna hold him to it if he loses to a white person. He's gonna be hearing that. It might be a
and
couple
y'all
of years.
seen how big race plays in boxing, man. Like we seen it with Wilder when he did that to this day shit. Black
Yeah,
people hopped
in
on board
America
with it.
especially in America.
Yeah, we hopped like people that I didn't even know knew boxing hopped on to it with him. So race plays a big part in American culture, just period, man. I know Devin Haney probably rubbed some people the wrong way, but at the end of the day, man, he's a young kid. You know what I'm saying? He'll get better at his public relations, and we shouldn't hold his feet to the fire like people are like trying to do.
Yeah, it ain't that deep, bro. I feel like things that other people said have 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 not got the light of day, which is worse. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at examples of the was it the chairman of Golden Boy? I'm not sure with the
Oh, with
racist
the emails
email.
and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get the name
Yeah,
wrong. I don't know.
it was the
Someone
chairman. It was a guy who worked for
yeah,
Golden Boy.
someone who worked for Golden Boy. I really should remember his name so we can hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah. Give him the proper goddamn
But yeah, they had racist emails about their own fighters, I'm sure. So it's like, well, other fighters in the industry, and it's like,
or Steve Kim when he talks about Clarissa Shields. Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like these
Or
guys
when
deserve the
Kovalev is
same
out
kind of
here,
scrutiny that Devin Haney's getting right now.
or when Kovalev is out here
Oh,
doing the most,
beating women up.
yeah, and we're just like, oh, that's got nothing to do with boxing.
On more
You
than
know
one
what I'm saying?
occasion, you know what I'm saying? Like this
Like,
ain't like the first. Like this is like he groped somebody on an airplane, and then he punched the
that's a
girl
different
that.
case. That's a different case. The
I'm
first case,
saying, yeah, Dan, this not the first time. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he groped a woman on the airplane and threw money all over her. And when she asked him, like,
That's
why
man, that's some strip club shit right there, boy. That's the
in the
fuck is
airplane?
over there.
But he attacked a like he was stalking a woman or some shit outside the house and beat up her dog. I don't know what he done. Like he beat her up too. So
What's
like
that boy name? That got in trouble down in Texas, Victor Ortiz. Didn't he just get in trouble for domestic violence, something like that? What was it, Victor or somebody else?
basically I realized like a lot of people they just want to take this moral high ground, especially
Yeah,
when it comes
man.
to opinion over actual action. Like Billy Joe, we saw the same thing with Billy Joe. He just went through it. Do anyone really think Billy Joe is really trying to give advice lessons to woman
Absolutely
beaters?
not. It was just a bad
Yeah,
joke,
so,
bad
but
taste.
he still got held
Two
like
guys.
so. I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like people just want to hold the moral high ground. Like, hey, look what you're doing is bad. What you're saying is bad. But the person actually committing a crime, they don't even want to talk about that. But yeah, I don't think we
And
should.
shit, if you a white boy out there at the same weight and he heard that shit,
Yeah, you can
that
get a
should be
fight.
motivating to your ass. Show this motherfucker that you can and will whoop his ass. That's all I'm saying, man.
Campbell, you step out.
Luke Campbell, you heard it. Make sure you beat Fortuna and get your shot at Devin Haney to make him motherfucking eat his words.
But yeah,
That's
it's
where
gonna
the motherfucking motivation comes from.
it's gonna hold Devin
Every
Haney.
action, there is a equal or opposite reaction to that shit.
It's just part of the show. Like look at B Hop. Like B Hop takes it well. He doesn't complain about people putting up. Yeah, if you Joe
he whooped his hands and them Joe still knocked his ass out the ring.
And Kovalev too.
Oh damn!
Yes.
That shit came back to hump B Hop, didn't it?
It's pretty much like it's the same thing as saying I'll never get knocked out or like no one ever beat me. Like this is boxing. It's a show. We're gonna see how this ends up. The story ends up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, words come back, man. Like, hey, that's karma for your ass. Let's see what we got, man. Quick rundown. Cruz DeJean, she talking about Jimenez should be suspended for at least 2 years. Delorme, no. Wilder, Thurman, boxing without the people that takes a certain dynamic away. Yeah, how do y'all feel about Eddie Hearn saying the first couple of cards he's gonna be doing over in the UK gonna be behind closed doors and shit?
It's gonna feel weird as fuck. It's gonna
No,
feel
Jack,
so
we
weird.
can't hear you at all, Jack. I don't know if you connected or not, bro. We can't hear you at all, my nigga.
Oh,
Try
Jack's
to,
been talking the whole time.
I'm gonna kick you out, Jack. Just come back into the studio.
Like, I agree with Furman. Like the last fight I saw right before everyone's quarantine was the UFC Brazil card.
The Showtime card, right?
No, I didn't see that card. Sorry, I saw the UFC Brazil card. And usually, UFC is, especially in Brazil, they're going crazy in there. So to watch it and watch the main event with no crowd, it felt like I was watching the prelims. It felt like I was watching the first fight of the night. Like it took away from a little bit of excitement. You could hear like everything. You could hear them when they get slammed on the floor. Felt like you could hear people squeaking their shoes when they're walking around. So I don't know, man. Like I agree with Keith Furman. I would love to hear a crowd. At least get some virtual crowd and play some crowd noises or some shit. You know, like.
All right,
Yeah,
Jack.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm back
Now you good.
I thought you guys were ignoring me. I was thinking, what's going on? I was talking and nobody was.
No, we good. Now you were saying, homie.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You moved on to something else now.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Why is Jack speaking?
Yeah, we're talking about. Eddie Hearn said like the first couple cards that he's gonna be doing over in the UK are gonna be behind closed doors with no audience. Yeah, man, I'm with Ams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't want to see. A sporting event if I can help it without an audience. You know what I'm saying? But if we gotta deal with that to get like some kind of sports back, then that's what we gotta do. But at the end of the day, man, it's just not gonna have like the same kind of feel.
Hey, I got a story for us, Mike.
Go ahead.
Keep going on the boxing scene. Keep going.
Oh yeah, man.
The boy Charles Martin got some interesting.
Yeah, man. I heard about Charles Martin. I seen that. We talking about. Let's move on to this guy Teofimo Lopez is really out here talking. He seemed to think that the Loma fight is not gonna go more than 8 rounds. You think
He better hope.
Optimistic?
I feel like he needs to hope it don't go more than 8 rounds.
What you mean hope?
I feel like the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Lomachenko.
Oh wow, a bigger man who's a more natural 135, who probably
Yeah,
be stronger.
Is he more natural? Is he cutting himself down?
No, no.
He struggles with. He's been saying he's going 140 soon after Lomachenko. So I feel like.
But the motivation, the will.
No, he's big. He bigger than Lomachenko.
Motivation and that will, man, could be overpowering.
Nah. Lomachenko. One thing I give him is credit for, because people say he's the most this, that. All right, no, I don't fully agree with what everyone says, but some of the things I've seen him do in training, physically, it's like whoa, like he is like has very high endurance levels and he works hard in training. So I feel like he outworks all his opponents. He drowns them. That's the style they fight. They just overwork you, and it gets to the point you got nothing back for them. That's why you see a lot of his opponents quitting, you know. But we did see some struggles with 135. You have seen some struggles.
Linares, Pedraza.
Yeah, but I felt like skill-wise, he's ready for Teofimo. Now, Teofimo, physically, he can. I'm not sure if he can, but if he can bully Lomachenko, walk him down and get him out of there, I feel like power, like if he lands shots, Lomachenko can't take it. I think he might be able to knock him out.
And one thing that you cannot discard is the fact that Teofimo Lopez has been looking at Lomachenko for about 2 years now, saying he wants to fight. He said, I want to fight Loma. Him and his dad have been looking at this guy for 2 years, knowing that at some point in time, we're probably going to get that fight. So I think they got a game plan. They are ready. They are focused, and they going to go out there and try to shock the world. And I'm telling you, if anybody Like I think over time, Devin Haney probably would have like the better career, but I think as of right now, who looks more ready? Teofimo looks more ready than Ryan Garcia, than Tank, than Devin, as going against Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Yeah, I feel I like one thing these guys have. Well, not Tank and Ryan, but Ryan is pretty tall. But I feel like size wise, Haney and Teo have an advantage. Like you can see it
Yeah,
over
Ryan gonna get bigger though.
Ryan is gonna get bigger, but I'm saying right now, like at 135, Haney and Teo, especially Haney, they're on the edges of like they're bursting at the seams. It seems,
Yeah.
They like I can see them going 148. I don't even know if, especially with this coronavirus and everyone's sitting out, I don't know if these guys even stay off more than one fight at 135.
But I think it's one fight for like both of them, and probably going up to 147. I mean, 140.
Yeah. So, I don't like when it comes to Lomachenko. Like a lot of people love to hate him. A lot of people like they're on his jockstrap way too much, but he's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. His IQ in the fights, he outsmarts his opponents. Where he's like, I'm gonna keep hitting you, but I'm gonna just keep turning the screw and just making you work at a higher rate than you're used to. I'm not gonna give you time to rest between your punches. We're gonna keep going to the point where I'm fit and you're not. And what do they say? They say fatigue makes cowards of all men. So
yeah,
like that's how I think the fight's gonna go. I think if Lomachenko if Teo can keep up with it for 12 rounds, I think Teofimo might win the fight. Because that's the thing when you look at the Luke Campbell fight, Luke was doing very well, but those last rounds couldn't keep up with Loma no more. Loma kept dropping him because of just fatigue, I felt.
Yeah.
Jack, are you speaking or?
I don't know. Is the shit like back working or what?
Well, you can't hear you, Jack.
Yeah, man. Jack, man, you gotta have to get a better reception or get you to the damn studio because you tripping. Anyway, man, let's move on to this Crawford. He says, I get backlash for who I fight. Nobody talks about opponents others fight. I think Crawford, man, is listening too much to the media. I think this quarantine got a little bit too much time on his hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, who cares, man? We all know you one of the best at 147 and you want to fight with the other guys. So who cares about what people feel about who you fought in the past, man? It's all about moving forward and moving along, you know what I'm saying? And let these guys talk, man. At the end of the day, they always say, he who laughs last laughs the loudest. So just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, I hope like Crawford, I hope he gets the fights he wants. Like his career reminds me a little bit of Mike McCallum, the body snatcher. He was avoided by in his prime a lot of the guys he came up with. Like he came in a time with Duran, Hearns, and these guys. So it's like they avoided him, and he was a champion, multiple weight divisions. But it's like he knew if they're gonna respect those guys to that level. The only way I can get that respect is by beating those guys. If they deny me the opportunity for that, you feel like you're being robbed or something. And now I feel like Crawford is starting to kind of get annoyed with the way people are holding opportunities from him, and at the same time criticizing him for not having these opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's like a catch-22. Like you can't win, so you might have to learn to ignore them and just build his legacy,
All right. Well, we got like two more left. Mikey Garcia says, my experience will allow me to compete at the highest level, even at 147.
Oh, hey, man. Next
Mikey,
topic, man. I don't want to hear it, man.
Mikey got to stop this shit, man. Like, look, bro, we all this, Mikey, a damn good fighter.
Look, I'll tell you right now how I feel. I'm not holding no punches. Mikey is hiding in between the cracks.
What you mean?
He don't want to fight those guys at 140 because they don't have a big name, and they might make him look kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? It might embarrass him.
And his motherfucking his stablemate is at 142, so maybe he don't want to step on his stablemate foot.
So yeah, this is before his stablemate had 2 belts. His stablemate is not undisputed, right?
No.
So he was out here floating around. he didn't want to fight. Like, let's be real. Like, I feel like, yeah, he could have beat some champions like Hooker and these guys, but when he started getting real, I think he just kept himself out of the fire, you know? Like, if he went and took a belt from Maurice Hooker, or what's the guy's name that Regis Progress took his belt from?
Talking about
The Russian guy. Was it Russian or Eastern
he was
European?
Russian, man. You talking about Kyle Relic?
Yeah, Kirill Relic. So
Yeah.
Kirill Relic, if he took a belt from them, yeah, he would have been champion. But now everyone would be like, yo, we need you to fight Josh Taylors and Regis and Baranchiks and like these people that might not have the biggest names, but they got that fire in their belly, you know? They want the recognition. I feel like Mikey's always been hips like skipping, you know, like hopping to different places and shit, like just to kind of. I feel like he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he knows his worth is above these guys. If he loses to them, his worth would devalue. So
And he knows that 147. He knows that 147. He's gonna win, even if he loses. All right, what's up, Jack? You back?
I'm back, man. I had one of those Teddy Riley moments. Did you go watch the Teddy Riley live?
I ain't watch it, boy, but I seen a lot of people bashing Teddy online. Like, man, his connection, his audio was bad, and all kind of shit.
I was up till 3 a.m. watching that, and I was thinking, what's he doing? Just for a battle, and he had his whole team there. Ridiculous. Yeah,
that's what I be like. I be thinking like when I'm watching the Sports Center and like watching the Breakfast Club, like, bro, y'all don't have like the fucking setup at y'all house, like,
right?
Y'all shit sound horrible.
It was
you ain't got no microphone. Y'all using the fucking desktop microphone and shit, all the echoes and shit.
Yo, this guy had speakers, microphones. Babyface was sitting there with his iPhone and his Bluetooth, and it worked perfectly. He's there with his whole stage set up. It was just ridiculous. He just embarrassed himself.
He tried to do it big. Teddy was trying to dance on stage and shit. Like, oh, man.
I never seen anything like it.
No, it's crazy, man, how like this quarantine has just shown you like everybody is not like audio savvy, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this podcast.
It's true, man.
Yeah, especially people in the media. You would think though.
You would think, because I'm watching like First Take, I'm just like, brother, they ain't got a microphone. I'm hearing the whole echo in the room.
It shows you people that have been reliant on people doing it for them.
Exactly.
So if you're used to a studio and that setup,
yeah, to be honest, they never had to deal. They've never had to deal with it. I'm just surprised their company ain't providing the things for
it. Or you ain't called, nigga, just call Best Buy. Send out
why do I have to do it? I work for First Take, for example.
First Take just send a crew around.
I'm sure, nigga, ESPN ain't tripping about $200 for a setup. Come on.
Exactly.
Bro. No, I'm saying. It shouldn't be their responsibility. Someone should say, here's the packages. Here, they're coming to your house. Just set them up, you know?
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. This is the sound guy who's gonna come and hook you up.
And really, man, nigga, the shit ain't hard. Get you a MacBook, get you a microphone, and get you a goddamn Focusrite, and you good. You good.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
How you coping? Man. How you coping with the whole thing over there, Mike? I know,
man. We just moving right along, man. I found out that I'm sleeping later and playing a lot of Madden.
Yeah. That's the upside.
What the fuck I was gonna say, man? Oh yeah, Mikey Garcia, man. He knows that 147. He's in a win-win. If he beats somebody else, I'm like, oh yeah, Mikey did it. He's proved that he could beat somebody at 147. But if he loses, it's gonna be like, oh, he's not supposed to be there anyway. He's fighting these bigger guys. He's trying to challenge himself. No, bro, he's out here trying to get that bread because he understands that 147 got a lot of big fights for him. Manny Pacquiao, even a Keith Thurman fight could be big for Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So I think after he fights Pacquiao or Thurman or somebody like that, then he'll be getting out of 147. I don't see him fighting Sean Porter. I don't see him fighting Earl Spence again.
I think he's just fighting for he in the last days of his, I feel like, of his boxing career, where he's like, okay, now I've got 4 divisions. I'm champion of 4 divisions. On paper, I've got enough to go into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go collect the bag now. You know?
Yeah. Who does he collect that bag against, though?
Pacquiao.
I think he's hoping for a Pacquiao fight.
If you're Pacquiao, and you know you ain't got the fights, why do you fight Garcia?
It's
No,
easy
because
check.
you can get paid potentially more for Garcia
Then you would for Earl.
than
For a unification.
Earl and Crawford.
You might get back because Mikey, man, you gotta understand. Mikey is one of those guys that
the zone are paying the money up front.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to sell nothing. It might be
you got a site fee. It might be a site fee from fucking Saudi Arabia too. So
I'm saying if the zone come to Pacquiao with the right deal and he has a right to negotiate with them, I feel like he would prefer that fight over because he knows I can
get a check in between a fucking
Spence fight. This guy,
but the thing is,
get paid crazy, then come back to
Pacquiao is the money guy of the division.
Yeah, if he fights Errol first and loses, he ain't getting no more money. You know what I'm saying?
And like this fight ain't gotta be in Saudi though. Like Al Haymon still can make this a pay-per-view fight for the American public. I mean, you gonna have a lot of.
I feel if Saudi are allowed to negotiate with Pacquiao,
yeah, Saudi gonna get it.
Like if
they are like, yes, you're Pacquiao, I'm your advisor, and this the most money that you can get, I absolutely agree.
But the thing is that it's a race to Pacquiao now. Nobody wants to fight each other. Everyone wants to fight
Pacquiao's choice, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's Pacquiao's choice.
And that's what I'm saying. Why would he choose Garcia when he could?
It's a check in between, Jack. It's easy. Like I don't want to feel like it's an easy check for him because Mikey, just based off the size of Pacquiao, it may be a little bit more competitive.
It's an easier check.
But yeah, like he can get a big check in between the Errol Spence fight, and he's proven like he can knock out big guys bigger or knock down guys bigger than Mikey Garcia. So he probably like looking at it like this could be a $20 million, $30 million check, and it could be easy money too. Before I go get another $20 or $30 million check fighting Errol Spence.
Oh, how come Thurman didn't have a rematch clause?
He ain't the A side. He B side.
He's a champion. He was a champion, right?
No. Either you want that belt or you want this check.
It's like, look, if you're given the opportunity,
I'm giving you the opportunity.
Yeah, he knew, like he knows. He's like, what are his options? What's his biggest fights for Thurman? What's his biggest fights?
He didn't want to fight Earl.
The biggest one. He don't want to fight Earl. You got Crawford, Earl, Sean Porter. Now, Sean Porter, he already fought Sean Porter and Danny for free. Not for free. It wasn't on pay-per-view. It was on normal TV, right?
Yeah.
And make no mistake about it, Pacquiao picked Thurman.
So he
got picked.
The best option for him. He knew, like, this is the best deal I'm getting. I'll take it. I don't need a rematch.
Pacquiao picked Broner for easy splash on PBC. He picked Thurman.
I think in this day and age, I think it's only American fighters you really see that with. That you're a champion and you don't have a rematch clause. It's crazy.
No.
Now when you're the B side, my nigga.
No, it doesn't.
We don't have a Pacquiao over here like that. Think of it like who I'm trying to think. Who's the champion that didn't have a rematch clause? Joseph Parker. He didn't have a rematch clause.
He ain't have nothing.
Yeah,
bye.
Joseph
Parker.
But Joseph Parker didn't have a rematch clause, but Vlad
did.
Vlad wasn't a champion at the time. But Vlad is a bigger name. AJ needed Vlad's name to get over that, to get that to the status he is today. You know what I'm saying?
And AJ was willing to give Vlad a rematch because it did good business.
Charles Martin was a straight champion that didn't get no rematch.
No, bye.
Because he was stupid. But that's what
bye.
No, but it is though. It's like it's part of the deal. Like you can't. If I come to you right now, you're averaging 500K, and I say, look, I'll give you 5 to 7 mil to fight me. You want to? And then you say, I want a rematch clause. Okay.
No.
The 5 to 7 mil, you want it? There's no rematch clause. Yes or no?
Yes
you
or
have to make a decision. I could get this. This is the most money I'm ever gonna get. Right now, fighting anyone.
So Jack, Rocky Fielding didn't have no goddamn rematch clause. Bye.
I had no belt.
I'm giving you opportunity, my man.
You think Billy Joe would have had one?
No.
I'm
giving you opportunity, man.
Okay, makes sense, huh?
Negotiations, face, everything is.
All right, man. Last but not least, man, talking about this Charles Martin. He said Anthony Joshua is gun shy, scared to get punched. I want to knock him out.
Hey, man. Wait.
Did he actually say that?
You laughing about Jack at all, man? Charles Martin getting better, man. What you laughing about?
Charles Martin needs a brain scan right now. I think he forgot he fought AJ. Did you fight AJ?
Did he actually say that? Did he actually say that?
Hold on. I'm gonna give y'all the quotes, man. Hold on.
Shit.
He says, "That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah, Kobe.
When I am in there training, I'm training for Anthony Joshua. I want to knock out Joshua. That's how it goes. When so many people write you off and the world writes you off, and then everybody is criticizing you about it, it just it just fuels you more to want to get back, climb all the way back up the ladder and face the man that started all this shit."
Go to the quote. He said he's gunshot.
He says, and he's talking about the second fight, I think, with Ruiz. He says he was very scared to engage. He didn't engage at all. He ran, he boxed, he moved, and that wasn't even his style. He lost all that weight and stuff like that because he knew. But I don't take nothing from him. He's a good dude, a stand-up guy, but he's scared to get punched. He's scared to be in the trenches.
Who's gonna take you to the trenches? You?
Hey, keep going. Hey,
hey man, hold on, man. Martin out here going, man.
Keep going.
I know with somebody that can punch, he won't be the same. He's going to be pretty wary. The only reason why I'm here, Martin said, that was not me, man. It was crazy. He said that wasn't him that night. It was crazy. So I had to get that back. I don't feel right. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm still here and I'm going for Joshua. I don't care about no other fight. I'm going for Joshua. At the end of the day, that's who I want to fight. That's who I'm going to knock out. Andy got to him before me, but he seems pretty gun shy. I can't wait to punch him in his head.
Oh, shit.
Andy, man. This nigga took a leaf from Deontay Wilder's book.
You know what's funny?
I don't feel right.
I remember an interview that Deontay did on Showtime straight after the Martin fight, and said that his shorts were too tight. That
nigga show his shorts was tight as hell that fight, man. That nigga show was riding.
Hey,
I'm like,
man,
why his shorts so goddamn tight?
I think his dreads are too tight. I think he forgot.
Look, I tell you what, right?
That's the only reason why I'm here. That was not the
reason why I'm training, man.
Yeah, isolation. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. That's what I'm saying. He's got nothing to do, so he's talking nonsense.
Hey, man, y'all gonna put the respect on you.
Hey,
look, man, if Charles Martin beats somebody else, he gonna be the number one for the IBF, man. So he gonna be mandatory.
Get out of here.
No, he gonna be mandatory, man.
How's he mandatory? What do you do?
He number like 2 or 3 in the IBF.
I don't know what's going on with these rankings here. PBC fighters, bro. They be getting all the rankings. I don't even know what's going on with these rankings. They be passing around the PBC ranking like, yo, yeah, you can have it. Let me have it one day. Let me hold that.
Now he earned his way back, man.
But you guys beat Jared Washington. I'm thinking like, wait, they ain't wasn't Kalnaki a mandatory going to be a mandatory at one point? Now it's Hellenius. Now
hey man, real quick. Let's get to this get to my community page, man, real quick. I want to shout out my community page. You know what I'm saying? It's been popping, you know what I'm saying? I've been putting out polls and shit and things like that. Just to give y'all. So what now?
Let's go through the polls quickly. Like,
yeah. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna knock these polls out right quick and just see what they say.
Deontay Wilder's a bitch. I'm more.
Yeah. I said that Deontay Wilder's Joshua called him. Yeah, I ain't never get your opinion about that. What like Joshua said, he called him a bitch, and he said I'm more of a man than him.
Yep. I mean, but didn't Wilder say the same things and shit like that? So
yeah. Like, I went back around like, man, these guys got a history of like going back and forth in the media.
They don't like it though. They don't like it.
And like basically, I'm like, what Wilder told me at his gym, he really doesn't respect Joshua.
Yeah, I had to read that because I thought is he being taken out of context? Because it didn't seem like him.
Nah,
And you were saying,
bro, I heard the audio, my nigga. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, no, but the way
shit.
I took it at first, he was saying I could say things like this. I could say that he's because when I lost, they were all talking, and I could say that
it's
he's a
crazy,
bitch,
but like how he went about doing it because he was like
he did it without swearing, basically.
He was like
yeah.
It starts with a B and end with an H, but I'm not all about that, man. I'm trying to be a good guy for my sponsors.
Yeah,
I'm like, boy, this nigga right here, boy, he is good, man.
But that's what I'm saying.
Went right back to the sponsors, like off that. I said, boy, you a bad motherfucker, boy.
That's how I took it. That he said he could do that. He could call him a bitch.
He's looking at his bank balance all the time.
Yeah, he looking at the bank account. He's like, hold on, man.
Screen is just his account. That's his home screen. Just like,
I try to be an ambassador for the sport. You know, I'm like this guy right here, boy. He called a man a bitch, and 10 seconds later, he got me Mother Teresa in this motherfucker.
Bro, he was speaking at some royal function like the other day. I'm like, what the hell is AJ?
Yeah, I'm still pissed at Wilder because that fight will never be what it could have been now. Because both of them are taking a nail now.
Bro, that's the fight I still want to see.
I don't care about the hype. I want to see that fight.
I definitely want to see it. Bro. But that could have been the fight.
And honestly, Jack, I really don't think it matters, man. I really don't think it matters. I think
it don't matter, bro. We gonna get gassed up.
Yeah, we gonna get gassed all the way up, bro. Come on, man. The fan base is going to drive it.
This is let's be real. This is the final coffin. Like, yo, AJ lose to Wilder, bragging rights back on that side. Let's be real. They get their bragging rights back.
It's not gonna happen.
Fucking AJ.
That's not gonna happen. He's gonna punch up.
Second poll.
Why is he gonna punch up?
The first poll that we got up is about the Devin Haney comments.
You might as well skip that. We talked about.
Yeah, I'm just giving out the percentages. 116 votes. 38% said yes, and 62% said no. That his comments shouldn't be held against him. Yeah. We're moving along to the Devin Haney versus Ivan Branchek. 88% got Devin Haney winning that fight out of 118 votes. Moving on.
Wait. Ivan?
Yeah.
Baranchik.
Yeah.
The stocky guy that be knocking motherfuckers all the way out and shit.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Then go back up. What is it? 88%.
Yeah, 88%.
Haney will win.
Yeah, people are bugging, bro.
And we got Devin Haney.
Haney needs to avoid that white boy. Just leave that white boy alone.
We got Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, 101 votes. We got 55% for Regis Prograis.
Devin Haney's getting a fan base out here, bro.
I'm telling you, I don't know
what's going on over here, bro. No disrespect, I would like his fan base to grow. I'm just saying the delusion is starting to come through a bit stronger now. Like
early VC is on his back.
Yeah. And also we got the Mike and Elms debate.
Yeah, let's stop over
here.
Who
was better, Hakeem Olajuwon or David Robinson? 91% says Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. You see this dumb motherfucker over here? You try to tell me David Robinson was better than Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm like, Mike.
Very comparable numbers. Very comparable numbers.
But Mike, Hakeem
this is your sport.
Same amount of rings too. Same amount of rings.
Every stat, Mike. He only drew
same amount of rings too.
Mike,
this is your sport, Mike.
He ain't never had a fucking quadruple double, nigga.
Brother,
Hakeem ain't never scored, nigga, 60 plus points, nigga.
Did Hakeem kick him out of the playoffs?
Yeah, a couple times, I think.
1-on-1, killed him 1-on-1. Killed that motherfucker. You see the highlights right now.
You won that. All right, cool.
Always win, Mike. And when you man out, we can bet on the rematch, £100.
Eddie Reynoso. Should Andy Ruiz take on Eddie Reynoso as a trainer? We got 64 votes. 88% says yes.
If I was Andy and I'm like strictly for his boxing career, yeah, go get you some of that. Taco meat. Yeah, and then like
it doesn't matter who his trainer is. If he's not prepared to be disciplined.
Jack. He gonna be on that diet, bro. Trust me. He gonna get right.
I think
doing the motherfuckers. I think some of that steak.
But Canelo being in that camp, he has no choice but to be disciplined.
That's the clenbuterol view.
Why?
Because he got somebody there that's gonna hold him accountable.
He's a grown man.
No. For his career, Jack. For his career, he should do it. When you think about the best possible for you, Like heavyweight, Teddy Atlas, no, because you're gonna run away from. He's gonna hide from Teddy Atlas.
Yeah. Teddy gonna
He's
get
gonna hide. He's gonna, yo, I can't deal with this. But them man over there gonna be like talking to him in Spanish, like, hey, you ain't got no bulls, bro. You didn't come training today.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
why you look like a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna stick it on him, and he be thinking that guy Canelo number 1 on paper in the world.
Then you got Canelo, you got Ryan Garcia.
He's training this hard.
It's not the training. The training isn't the issue. It's his diet that is the problem. You can't watch what he eats when he's in his house.
You ain't just hear what Am said.
Reynoso
for that, my nigga.
Yeah, Reynoso cooks the food, bro. We talking about. They got that steak over there. We talking about, Jack.
He's got Snickers under his pillow.
Jack is not even. I think Jack don't understand what we're saying, Mike. I'm gonna spell out for you. They got the drugs over there.
Whoa, man.
You know what I'm saying? They got the legal drugs that WBC signed off on. You know, the one that they said, yeah, you'll have to take this amount of this drug. Yeah,
I'm just saying they got good beef down there. That's all I'm saying.
Jack made me. I had to snitch, bro. Jack, you understand what I was talking about?
We got another poll question. We got 133 votes on this one. If Top Rank sent Keith Thurman a lucrative offer to fight Terence Crawford, would he sign the contract? 36% says yes, while 64% says no.
Of course he wouldn't. He doesn't want no smoke.
Hey man, this is the time you play that sound bite. You know the old guy. Hell nah. Nah. Look, Keith Thurman. Look, niggas need to stop bullying Keith Thurman and asking him these questions. This is bullying. You don't want it. You just gotta be up by a 4-year-old. He fat as fuck. No offense, Keith. No disrespect. And his hand's broken. Let the guy come back and at least cause the first time he come back, he almost got his ass whooped by what's the man's name, Mike?
Josito
Lopez done rolled his eyes to the back of Keith Thurman's braid. So like he needs to take it slow. Let's just be real. Let's give him his time and take it slow. Come back, and if you get to that level, I think like him and Maidana should be built for a fight.
That's a good shout. You should be a matchmaker, Elms. I reckon you should be a matchmaker. That's a good shout.
Give them a warm-up fight, make them fight each other. You know what I'm saying?
Both the same size, so
Regis Prograde warns Terence Crawford, leave Jamel alone.
Yeah, I agree. Terence Crawford ain't beating Jamel Charlo. I like Crawford a lot. I don't think Charlo, he's good as well. I don't think he's I think he's still in his division, they're close with each other. But I feel Terence Crawford is too small for Charlo.
Yeah,
Charlo is too strong, too much.
I reckon he'll shock the world.
No,
I reckon
gotta be a strategic move for Terence Crawford. Like you gotta go after somebody like
Charlo is not even like a 147 version of Charlo would be a tough fight, let alone a 154. Like the guy is kind of relentless. Like he doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you can deal with someone not with that kind of engine, that kind of determination, and that kind of size. Forget the skill part. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for weight classes.
And Charlo got the Russian endurance.
I feel if you thinking about going up for a weight division, go take out Teixeira right now. Golden Boy were willing to talk with you.
Yeah.
Go for him.
That's what Bo Mac kind of alluded to. Like his next.
He should go straight for him before he fights Castano, because Castano's not an easy fight either.
Why is he talking about going up when there's all these major fights to be had at his?
Can't get him.
He can't get them, Jack. Let's just be real.
He can't get Pacquiao.
Hell no.
He couldn't get it when they were both signed with Top Rank.
Yeah, but that's because we were both at the same promotion.
No. Pacquiao. People don't understand this. Pacquiao. His fight with Jeff Horn was the last one on his contract, right? Yep. If he won the fight, he would remain champion. It would have extended his contract.
So that was the loophole.
People don't understand this. So,
that was the loophole. Okay.
I'm not saying he wasn't trying to lose. He wasn't trying to lose.
That's what I was saying. Like Bob was under the impression that he still had Pacquiao for the longest.
He did have Pacquiao, but Pacquiao lost the fight. Then then even Pacquiao's team and Bob, they tried. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they did it. They got the judges to review the fight and judge the fight all over again. I don't know what the hell that was about.
He's still.
Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah.
They got the WBO to rejudge the fight after the fact, and they still gave it the whole.
3 separate judges.
He still gave it to Horn.
Has that ever happened? Has that ever happened before?
Hey, once or twice before.
I think it's happened before. I know judges being fired and shit for some of their decisions, but when it comes to Pacquiao and
Retrospective judging, you know.
yeah, and before that fight, before the Horn fight, Crawford was there. But why would you, as Bob Arum, let's be real, that's your money man over there. Pacquiao's your money guy. Why would you make Crawford fight? You know, especially when he's still making you money. So.
Real quick, man, let's go ahead and get this, get these mailbox things that I got to do out the way. You know what I'm saying? I'll be putting up another mailbox post. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping to get some more comments, but maybe I got to make this like a weekly thing so you guys can know what I'm doing. But we're about to go through these comments. People who have questions for me, or people who just want to comment, we're gonna give you guys your proper shout out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody who left a comment on this thing. Coming first is the IBLP International Boxing Fan Podcast. He says, Mike, you're welcome on the show, brother. Fire. Anytime, hit me up on Twitter. Thank you, man. Thank you. Maybe we can do some collaborations or something like that. Hardcore Boxing News, my guy Jay Hardcore says,
Jay,
good.
Mercedes, Jay.
Mercedes, Jay.
He's got the flyest Mercedes cars I've ever seen.
I'm trying to tell you, fuckers, the show.
Where was he at? DMV area? Washington, somewhere around there?
DC, baby.
And you a baller? Holla at Jay. Jay will get you some exclusive shit.
Yeah. You want that? You want you a C-class, baby?
But I ain't even no standard stuff. This guy got the crazy stuff.
I mean, Mailbox.
Real.
Yeah, holla at him, bro.
All right, we got one coming from Beatrice Betts. He says, yes, sir. Great concept. You have my support both as a viewer and financially. I don't mind paying for great sports commentary. That
hey,
is
Betts, you better be the first super chat. We're gonna hold you to that.
Hey,
I'm playing.
May 2nd, the band is up. Live show is coming. I got my I'm in the process of getting that soundboard, mixer, so we can take the call in and call.
I was just about to ask you when that's happening, man. You need to put that up on your shows, man, ASAP. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that up. You know what I'm saying? Live show May 2nd. We got coming from Elms Tanner. I don't know who the fuck that is, but he said
some dude,
some guy who's trolling right now. What eye got hit, the left or right? You know, when Billy Joe hit Wilder with the chicken. I wasn't there, bro. I don't know if it was chicken thrown at Wilder or it was a glass or what it was, but all right. Israel Weber says, works for me, Mike.
Works for me.
Yep. And he got one coming up from Vincent Marquis. I'm sorry, brother. What are your long-term goals with the show? And how do you plan on growing your brand large enough to be dominant force in the sports and boxing world? Long-term goals.
Hey, Vincent.
Why is he interviewing you?
What kind of question?
Stay tuned, Vincent.
We try to do, bro. Mike. We could just watch. That's what you have to say.
Yeah, man, just take
ain't gonna give up the master plan. You know what I'm saying?
Day by day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to become more interactive. And I don't know how I'm going to be a dominant force, but I do know that I plan on being one. You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned and watch as ideas and things just roll off, and we'll see how it pans out.
Vincent's either interviewing you for a job or he's trying to copy what you're doing. One of the two.
Hey man, what they say, imitation is the biggest form of flattery. Yeah. Mike, great channel. Will you be doing call-ins?
Hey, Mike, I read this. Hey, suppose I read this comment. This is a weird ass comment though. Continue.
I don't know what the fuck. Mike, bro, great channel. Will you be doing call-ins and not being funny at all? But I've been working on my Spanish. I think Ness might be working with them people. Quarantine, stay safe. Them people quarantine. Stay safe, everyone, and stop letting everyone know your business. You, your mom, and your wife as being doing life. Say, what the fuck is going on? Whoa.
I try to warn you.
Damn. Okay.
I warn you.
Hashtag stay safe and smooth shit.
Mike, you need to pre-read these things.
I should. You're right. Salvador.
What do you say? I've been working on my Spanish.
I don't know what he said, bro. Salvador Arsenio says,
Hey man, good job, fact check. Good job.
I don't know nothing. I'm not even going down that road. What's up, Mike? Hit the thumbs up. Thank you, bro. My God, DJ Georgie Porgy, man. I gotta have you call into my show one day, Georgie. I gotta have you call into my show. Whoa, what the? Oh my God. How to reply? Hey. These motherfuckers are relentless. Sounds like a hell of an idea. I mainly watch boxing, but I like you're an all-around sports dude because I sometimes have questions. Thank you, Audacity One, man. I appreciate it.
Audacity.
He says, Rubisky.
Bro?
Say again?
Was that you?
Yeah,
I was in the sink.
Let me put Jackass on mute. You better watch this and shit. He says, Rubisky 1978 says, Mike on sports for the best for unbiased sports. Thank you, Rubisky. And he got 3 replies. He said, that's hard for him to do in boxing. Don King, good one. And we got one from Dixie. LOL, people always looking for unbiased in sports. There is always a bias in sports. People like, they like. Absolutely agree. 100%. And last but not least, we got one coming from Vincent Valborn. He says, I like the idea. Kind of extends a olive branch to your fans and supporters of you. Even during the Boxing Voice days, my suggestion to you would be to start your own punch count show like Thursdays or Saturdays and pick a fight from the past, any fight, and score it round for round with the fans to debate on who really won the fight. I prefer Hagler versus Leonard to be on there, definitely. Hagler was my favorite boxer, and I think he beat Sugar Ray. I also think Pernell Whitaker beat Oscar too. As for me, I think Yoel beat Pablo Costa as well. I think so too.
Nah, you tripping, bro.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, we might have to watch that Yoel and Pablo back, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but all these comments is nice to have. It's nice to have.
Yeah, man. Thanks for everybody who out there left me a comment, man. That was it. We'll be putting up another mailbox post probably in a couple minutes, and you guys can leave more comments on that post and ask me any question that you want to ask, and let's just make sure our comments and shit are respectful. That's all. But this has been Mike on Sports, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Jack is the Truth. Thanks to my guy Ams the Wolf for joining the show. Anything you guys want to say before we go? Go ahead and say it now.
You go first.
I just want to say keep grinding, Mike. I'm proud of what you're accomplishing here, man. It's nice to see. It's nice to see good things happen to good people. So keep grinding. Hardest working man in sports.
Thank you, Jack.
So keep doing it.
I want to say to all the people watching at home, hope you enjoyed the show. And pay attention to this guy, Mike, because he has no confidence in Wilder. You don't want to bet me. He's scared. I'm bringing it up every time. I'm
telling y'all right now.
Enjoy your show.
The biggest Wilder fan out there, bro. He has not been stopped talking about Wilder since Wilder fought Fury.
I'm a Wilder fan.
The world ain't stop talking about Wilder. This is Wilder.
Like
Mike don't like when I bring up Wilder.
Has went out and found other guys that talk about Wilder just like him and watch their videos too.
We're talking about that suit till this day.
He's the one that put me on Young Pharaoh. Him.
Young Pharaoh is a clown.
Hilarious. Most hilarious shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, you should do a show with Young Pharaoh. That would be crazy.
Hey, don't do no show.
But yeah, man, pretty much, man. Until next time, we got this thing. Yes, sir. Yes. Drop that beat on the mic.
Yeah.